In the winter of 1933, a gang of 5 people tried to murder the same man 5 separate times. He kept showing up for breakfast. His name was Michael Malloy. Broke, homeless, and famously fond of free whiskey, the men trying to kill him called him Iron Mike, not affectionately. This is the true story of a Bronx speakeasy, a stack of life insurance policies, and possibly the most incompetent murder conspiracy in American history. 5 conspirators, 1 immigrant, 8 months, and a body count of exactly 0 for a very long time. Spoiler alert, the plan was bad. Spoiler alert, they kept running it anyway. Grab a drink, preferably not one poured by these guys. New York, 1932. Prohibition is law, but nobody's following it. Tony Marino runs a speakeasy on 3rd Avenue in the Bronx, pouring illegal booze to whoever's got a nickel. Business is bad. The Depression has everyone broke, including Marino. So he gets an idea, a terrible, opportunistic idea. Michael Malloy is a regular, Irish immigrant, ex-fireman, currently homeless, and drinking on credit he'll never pay back. Marino notices something useful. Nobody would miss this man. No family, no fixed address, no paper trail. In early 1932, Marino recruits a crew. Francis Pasqua, an undertaker, useful for obvious reasons. Daniel Kreisberg, a grocer. Joseph Red Murphy, a former fireman who knew Malloy from years back, with a corrupt insurance agent on speed dial. Together they take out 3 life insurance policies on Malloy, roughly $1,800 combined. Real money in 1932, about the price of a modest house. The plan is simple, on paper. Get Malloy to sign as beneficiary, keep the premiums current, then drink him to death. Free liquor, unlimited credit, no questions asked. Malloy is thrilled. He thinks he's found the best bar in the Bronx. He has, in fact, walked into his own funeral plan. Nobody tells him that part. The gang starts serving him whiskey non-stop, day and night, betting his liver will do the rest. They call it the Murder Trust. Very on brand for the era. All they need now is patience and a body. Malloy's liver refuses to cooperate. He drinks and shows up every day unfairly cheerful, so the Murder Trust escalates. They switch his whiskey for antifreeze, a wood alcohol cocktail meant to shut down his organs within hours. Malloy finishes it, slams the glass down, and asks for another. He does this for days. Antifreeze becomes a nightly ritual, and somehow Malloy just gets thirstier. Next, they try horse liniment mixed with rat poison, stirred into his drink like a twisted little bartender's special. Malloy drinks it without blinking. Nothing happens except a hiccup. Frustrated, the gang moves to food. Daniel Kreisberg, the grocer, prepares a sandwich of spoiled sardines laced with carpet tacks and shards of metal. Malloy eats it happily and asks for seconds. At this point, the gang is less committing murder, more losing an argument with physics. They try raw oysters soaked in wood alcohol. He eats those too, then goes home and sleeps it off. Someone jokes he should be studied by science. Someone else says he already is, unofficially, by 5 increasingly desperate men in a Bronx speakeasy. Next comes exposure. On a February night, with the temperature well below freezing, they get Malloy blackout drunk, strip him to the waist, and dump him in a snowbank in Claremont Park. They pour 5 gallons of water over his chest for good measure. Frozen solid, presumably dead, they walk away satisfied. The next morning, Malloy strolls into the bar. He wants to know if anyone's seen his hat. By now, the gang has spent more money trying to kill Malloy than his insurance payout is even worth. Not a great sign for career criminals. They regroup. Enter Hershey Green, a small-time cab driver, hired for one very specific job. On February 10th, 1933, they get Malloy drunk again, walk him out to a quiet street, and prop him up in the road. Green hits him at 45 miles an hour. Malloy goes down. The gang checks his pulse and declares him, finally, mercifully, dead. To be safe, Green backs up and runs him over again. They leave him in the street and head back to the bar to celebrate, presumably with the same whiskey that failed to kill him twice already. Except Malloy doesn't die. He's found unconscious, taken to Fordham Hospital, and somehow survives 2 hit-and-runs from a moving vehicle. He's released weeks later with a limp, and no idea he was the target of a citywide assassination attempt. By now, the Murder Trust is out of money, patience, and creative ideas, so they go simple. On February 22nd, they invite Malloy back one last time, get him blackout drunk, and run a rubber hose from a gas jet straight into his mouth. No poison to fail, no cold to survive, no car to dodge. just gas, in a locked room for hours. In the morning, Michael Malloy, survivor of antifreeze, rat poison, tainted seafood, a snowstorm, and 2 hit-and-runs, is finally, actually dead. It only took 8 months. Malloy's death certificate says pneumonia. Case closed, or so they think. But the murder trust gets sloppy. They brag. They get greedy and try the same insurance trick on another victim. That death raises suspicion. Detectives dig deeper, and Malloy's body gets exhumed. Toxicology finds enough gas in his lungs to level a small house. One by one, the conspirators confess, each blaming the others, none of them particularly loyal to the cause. Tony Marino, Daniel Kreisberg, and Francis Pasqua are executed in the electric chair at Sing Sing in June 1934. Hershey Green and Red Murphy get long prison sentences instead. The press has a field day. They call Malloy Mike the Durable and the man who wouldn't die. Turns out the easiest way to survive 5 murder attempts is to be underestimated by 5 extraordinarily bad murderers. He never collected on the joke he became, but nearly a century later, Michael Malloy is still remembered as the man who simply refused to cooperate with his own murder, right up until eventually he had no choice.